Hey babes, it's Deme B. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought we would do a little story time. So if you read the title, you know that I am going to be sharing my recent experience booking with Spirit. So I know that Spirit gets a really bad rep, and in the past I have flew with Spirit to New Orleans, Jamaica, Cancun, Florida, several places. And just from my experience, if you book in advance, if you download your boarding pass, if you pay for your seat in advance, you normally have, you make out pretty good with them. So back in December, story time. Back in December, I received the email from Spirit saying that they were going to be having 80% off their flights. So at that time, I had a credit with them for about $78 from a recent flight that I canceled last year to go to Puerto Rico. So I said, well, let me check them out, see what they have. So I went on there and I was just putting my location in from BWI to anywhere just to see what the deals were, because I had no trips planned and wasn't planning on going anywhere. So I was just like, let me see if I can get a deal. So I put Cancun in for my birthday weekend, which, like I said, I had no plans. And I was able to find a one-way flight for $54 and some change. So I said, $54 one way, leaving at 7 a.m. I believe, arriving at 10:16 a.m. to Cancun, direct flight, $54. I'm going to purchase it without asking anyone if they wanted to join me, without having any plan on what part of Mexico I was going to go to. I said, I'm going to book this $54 flight. My bags were $24 for a checked-in bag. I had the credit. Let me go ahead and do it. So let's fast forward. I booked my flight, paid with my credit. My departure flight was with another company that I also had points with, Southwest, so I didn't pay for that flight either. And my flight was purchased for the weekend of January 31st, my birthday weekend. On January the 19th, I get an email from Spirit. Everything is booked at this point. I'm staying in Playa del Carmen. My hotel is booked. My departure flight is booked. I get an email from Spirit stating that my flight reservation has been changed due to a scheduling conflict. So I'm like, okay, it may not be a big deal. I love the idea of having that direct flight, getting there at 10 a.m. That, maybe 45 minutes in the airport, an hour to get to Playa del Carmen. I still had a full day. Like, I could go there, take a nap, and still have a full day in Playa del Carmen. Sometimes when you're traveling day, you're tired. But I'm like, I'm getting there early enough that I can rest by the pool, have some drinks, and still, go out party. So I said, let me check what the scheduling has changed. So I click on the reservation button so that I can accept the change. And now, my direct flight getting me there from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. to Cancun has now been changed to a 6 a.m. flight, getting me there at 3:16 with a layover in Orlando, Florida. And that was my only option. So it was either accept that or cancel my flight. That was unacceptable to me, only because I was really looking forward to getting there early, maybe noon, 1 p.m. at the latest, because like I said, I still had to travel an hour. So you have to think, if I'm getting to the airport at 3:16, by the time, I get through customs and everything, find my scheduled transportation, maybe it's 4 o'clock. And that's at the latest. then we still have to drive an hour to get to Playa del Carmen. That's 5 p.m. The day is over with. You know, technically for me, by the time we check in, get some lunch, have some drinks, it's time to go to dinner. Like, all of that lounging by the pool time has been taken away now. So I canceled my flight. I didn't know if I was going to be able to find a good deal, which I did. But I didn't know at that time if I was going to be able to find a good deal, because now it's last minute. And you know, the later you wait to purchase a flight, the more expensive it's going to be. So I went ahead, contact them on WhatsApp, which is one of the easier ways to get through with Spirit. And, you know, they give you the option, like, was it a cancellation? Do you want to keep your flight? And they give you like a 1, 2, 3 option, and then it gives you a response. So I did all of that, and they asked me did I want to get a credit or if I wanted to get a refund. Well, I already knew I couldn't get a refund because I purchased the flight with the credit before. So I just was like, I wanted some flight credit, so that way I would get my original funds back. So they gave me a flight credit plus an additional $50 voucher because it has been changed. So like I said, I still was able to find a really good deal with American Airlines. It got me there at noon. So literally by 2 o'clock at the latest, I was already at the pool, rooftop pool, Casa Azul, shrimp nachos. So that worked out fine. So now that I had this credit and this voucher, I have purchased 2 more flights. So I purchased a one-way going to Florida and a one-way going to San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I will update you on those. They're coming up in the next couple weeks. So I'll do a follow-up update just to let you know what my experience has been moving forward. But this story was basically to tell you that things happen. So you might get a good deal with Spirit, but something like this may happen. This has never happened to me in the past. Like I said, I flew to Jamaica, Cancun previously, New Orleans, and I never had an issue. Even one time I was late for my flight, partially because of Spirit and partially because the person I was flying with didn't get their boarding pass. So they got us on another flight later, and they didn't charge us anything. So you have to be very aware of a special deal. Maybe it really was a scheduling conflict. Maybe it was a ploy to get us to book this cheap flight and then get us on a longer one because it's a cheap flight. I don't know. Spirit would have to answer that. But I just want us to know, when we're doing these flights with Frontier and Spirit and maybe even JetBlue. I haven't flew JetBlue, so I don't know. I don't want to throw JetBlue on the bus. So we're going to take that back. I haven't flew Frontier either, but I've heard bad experiences with Frontier as well. But I just want you to know, when you're booking these cheap flights, you need to have a backup. You need to have a little travel saving fund to, just in case if you have to spend a little more, you're prepared to. Because that being last minute, that flight for me could have been $400 or $500 the week before. But I think because it's right now, because it's COVID and they're trying to get more people to travel, I was still able to get a $100 flight with American Airlines. Yes, it's more than the $54 I paid with Spirit, but it's still $100 last minute one way. That's a deal for me to go to Mexico. We did have a 54-minute layover, but I still got there at 12:16 in the afternoon. So yeah, so just be buyer beware. So like I said, I have purchased upcoming flights with them. I'm going to come back and tell you my experience if I have any changes or anything with Spirit in the future moving forward. But I'm not going to count them out completely. And if you were in this situation, you could have just said, okay, I'll take the 8-hour flight with the layover in Orlando and I'll still be fine. That was just not, that was a deal breaker for me. So just be aware, have a backup plan, be prepared for changes when you get these 80%, 90%, 60% off flights with Spirit. So if you want to hear more stories like this, my travel horror stories, Make sure you drop a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm dropping new vlogs every Sunday and Wednesday. My hair is still going strong, guys. If you have not checked out my video on this curly Brazilian hair by Hair RS, definitely check it out. I'm going to be leaving the link down below. This right here is a twist out from 4 days ago. All I did was put some water with a little bit of conditioner in my hand and plucked it out. A little edge control, and that's it. Like, come on, guys. You can't beat this. This is like the perfect vacation hair. I'm leaving this in for my trip for Florida, which is in a couple weeks. Just going there for the weekend. Just a continuation of my birthday, because it's still Aquarius season. So I will definitely follow back up with you, let you know if Spirit disappoints me again, because this flight was $50 one way. It was, if I would have purchased it before my Cancun trip, it was $22. It went up to $54. So we're gonna see how this goes. But yes, give this video a thumbs up, leave any comments down below, subscribe to my channel. Until next time. Wait a minute, let's do this again. Peace, days.